It was a rainy night. The kind that made the city look like it was drowning in its own loneliness. A black car sped through the soaked streets, its headlights slicing through the fog. Inside, Elena Hart, one of the most powerful CEOs in the country, sat silent, her eyes fixed on nothing. Her world had fallen apart 6 months ago. A tragic accident had taken her mobility, leaving her in a wheelchair and in the shadows of the empire she built. Once admired for her strength, now she was whispered about, pitied, mocked by rivals who smelled blood in the water. That night, her driver had taken a wrong turn through the bad part of town. The engine coughed once, then died. Rain poured harder, and her driver stepped out to check. Minutes passed. Then, a shout, a struggle, and silence. Her heart pounded. She fumbled for her phone, but before she could dial, the car door was ripped open. A man, dripping wet and wearing a mechanic's jacket, stared at her. His jaw was rough with stubble, eyes tired but steady. "Please, please, don't hurt me," Elena whispered, her voice trembling. I can't walk." The man froze. For a moment, he looked almost hurt by her words. Then he said softly, "I'm not here to hurt you, ma'am. I was just trying to help. Your car's smoking." She blinked through tears. "You're helping?" He nodded. "Name's Jack Turner. I work at the old garage near the underpass. Saw your car stop and thought you might need a hand." Jack grabbed a wrench and opened the hood, rain pouring over his arms as he worked. Minutes later, the engine sputtered back to life. He turned back to her with a tired smile. "Try it now." The car purred to life. Elena stared at him through the glass, something breaking open inside her. This man, soaked, exhausted, clearly struggling himself, had come to her aid when everyone else had turned away. "Thank you," she whispered. But her voice caught when she noticed his hands, cracked, scarred, covered in oil and bandages. He wasn't just tired, he was barely surviving. "Do you have someone waiting for you?" she asked. He smiled faintly. "Yeah, my little girl, Lily. She's 6. Won't sleep unless I tell her a bedtime story." That night, Elena couldn't sleep. Jack's words haunted her, the way he said it, with such love in his voice, even when his life clearly wasn't easy. A week later, she returned. Her car stopped again, this time on purpose, near his small, broken-down garage. Inside, she found him fixing a motorcycle while his daughter, Lily, colored pictures on the floor. When Lily saw her, she jumped up. "Daddy, you have a visitor." Jack looked up, wiping his hands. "Ms. Hart, something wrong with your car again?" "No," Elena smiled softly. "This time, I just wanted to say thank you. Properly." She handed him an envelope. Inside was a job offer. Head of maintenance at Hart Industries, triple his current pay, full medical coverage for him and Lily. He stared at it in disbelief. "Ma'am, I don't know what to say. This is too much." Elena's eyes shimmered. "It's not charity, Jack. It's faith. You helped me when I was terrified and helpless. Maybe it's time someone helped you, too." Lily ran to Elena and hugged her wheelchair. "Thank you for helping my daddy." That was the moment everything changed. Months passed. Jack worked diligently at Hart Industries, fixing machines, training others, earning everyone's respect. Elena saw him every day. He never treated her like a fragile thing. When people looked at her chair with pity, Jack looked at her eyes. He started building ramps across the company, making sure no one ever felt less. He brought kindness into an empire built on cold ambition. One night, while leaving the office, a storm hit again. Thunder cracked, and power flickered out. Jack ran to Elena's side to help her navigate the elevator. "I'm not afraid anymore," she said softly, looking up at him. "Not since that night." Jack smiled. "You don't need to be. You were never broken, Elena. You just forgot how strong you were." Tears welled up in her eyes. "You changed my life, Jack Turner." He hesitated. "Maybe you changed mine first." A year later, Hart Industries wasn't just a company, it was a family. A place where people believed in kindness, not rank. And as Elena gave her annual speech from her chair on stage, she looked into the front row, where Jack sat with Lily on his lap, and smiled. "Sometimes," she said, voice trembling with emotion, "we meet angels disguised as mechanics. People who walk into our lives when we're too scared to move forward, and remind us we still can." Lily clapped loudly. The audience rose, and as the applause echoed through the hall, Elena looked down at her hands, trembling not from fear, but from gratitude. She turned her gaze to the camera and whispered, "If this story touched your heart, don't forget to share a little kindness today, and maybe subscribe for more stories like this one."